Right, we're back. 950 XL camera problems. Let's see if I can hold this together. And tried 2 new cameras. So let me get this in a better view. Load the camera up. Something went wrong. Make sure your camera is being used. So if we try, you can see there it's picking up the rear camera. Switch to front camera. Something went wrong. Okay, so we're going to go through.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Tom?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
We did leave a message asking for your company's name so you could put an invoice under there.
Okay, I did get a message yesterday. I was at a conference, and I'm listening to it.
Yeah, go for a test on them all so you can see them all working.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to
I
disconnect
think
this.
the first 2 have been paid.
We haven't received any notification about it as far as I know.
Okay, that's a bit strange because I'm pretty sure the payment should have come through last Wednesday.
I was going to say I can check, it's fine. You're more than welcome to take them anyway.
Thank you. I've got another one to leave with you anyway.
Okay, so I think this is what's happening with these. So when people are disconnecting these, you've got a camera flex that runs down the back here and into this point. And if we pull these back, we should be able to get some slack.
Okay, something's happened with this one, so you have to leave it with us, unfortunately.
Enough to turn this around.
I don't know what caused the problem. It seems to not be turning on.
If you've left it in the drawer on iSoc, it's probably just run out of battery. They can take like 15 minutes to turn on.
I put it on charge, there wasn't putting any power.
Yeah, you'll just have to leave it on charge, mate. If you leave it on charge while you do the other test, see what's happening after that. Okay, so now we've got the board out. Let's switch over to camera. In fact, let's go back to this one. And okay. What I've noticed with these is these tracks along here get pulled and people are pulling the board out without disconnecting them. This one is out of focus.
No protective case on it.
Okay. Right, if we go through.
They've been here for a while.
There we go. See, there should be a bit of movement. You see that? That one's the same. And that one feels pretty loose too. I thought this one down here.
It's not got a protective case on it.
Yeah, it might be that one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go along and touch these pads up. I actually think if you come down, if we zoom down, the pads are okay. Yeah, you can see there's no movement on that one. And there's definitely movement in that one at the base. But the pads,
No, I don't think I don't.
Not going to achieve it, I think, is it?
No, I don't think it would just like stand that way. I need to do that with every single symbol.
okay. I've seen like 4 or 5 of these, so I'm sure this is a signature fault, and it's probably from user damage rather than it being a fault from drops.
Rear camera.
There's a few on it actually.
This is a microphone test.
The LCD does this weird half sort of half on, half off, where it kind of goes distorted halfway down the screen, but you still get notifications on that side of the screen. But that one's a faulty cable. We've ruled out on this one camera problems. And I actually looked at this before and I didn't notice, so I thought this might be a good one to actually show. Okay, let's get some solder on that.
You can put an email in there, yeah. And then we can email either you or the company.
No, it's fine. Just I think it's battery.
So this seems to be the same problem as the other.
It doesn't seem to want to charge, so
Okay.
that would be my initial guess. I haven't actually tested this, I'm just telling you. But there's definitely an issue because I said something to monitor it for a week and they tried all sorts of different cables and things, so.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I need.
Review as soon as I can.
Just going to come back to this one.
iPad 4 battery price there is £75. Should take around about 24 hours. If you have 5 bucks, it takes around about 3 to 5 days for the cost to arrive. Would you like to receive?
clean this up. And test them. Sometimes the flux goes really sticky on it, so it looks like it's actually worked, but it's just the flux holding it in place. See, there you go. That one isn't moving anymore. That one's solid.
It's just that the factory reset it out with the app ID and password on there. It puts that as in a kind of lock when you're setting it up. It asks you to put the app ID and password in there.
Okay, good.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Just going to check the other side before we go and test this.
What's the difference between the 6 and the 6S?
The 6S came out about 2 years after the 6.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's just generally stronger with better graphics on the camera.
Okay, that one looks a bit loose. Yeah, I'd say that one's loose. That one looks solid. That one looks solid. That one looks solid. Yeah, and that one looks solid. So yeah, it's just that one there. You can see it's got quite a bit of play in it compared to that one. Okay. Put some flux in there.
We'd have to go for a CFF test on it so you can see what kind of condition it is.
Yeah, but how long will that take?
Should take around about maybe 5 minutes just
Yeah, that's
testing everything on there. I don't think we buy them in there without if they don't have any damage on them.
Okay.
Not really sure. We'd have to decide that.
So I think it's just I've got an arrow on the car. So.
Yeah, try and use it if you can.
Right. Oh.
Do you want to keep those two? I'll pop back tomorrow.
Are they not turning on?
One of them was out of charge but it's turning on fine, the other one is still not being charged.
Okay.
Shall I come back tomorrow?
Yeah, if you want to pop back tomorrow.
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Probably about 11:30, something like that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Cool. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you then.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
This is a microphone test, I'm testing last weekend, FM microphone from Century this weekend. Everything's working perfectly on there. Do we buy phones if they're completely working condition?
I'm not buying any at the moment that are in complete working condition, no. The Sandown store or the Newport store might. You can give them a price, Isaac. Yeah, you can give him a price if you want, Isaac.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
The Zoomer, mate. Okay. Just wait for that alcohol to evaporate.
How much memory does it have?
I think it's 16.
I was going to say it's usually 16. Anything more than that, people normally know because they charge you an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 16 is pretty standard.
In a working condition, locked to EE, price would be £95.
Okay, good. Cheers. Thanks.
Have a nice day.
Cheers.
Right, that's that. Let's test that. Switch this back over to. Where are we? Weirdly, that was focused better. Click this into place at the bottom. This would be a really good designer phone if it didn't have the sort of faults that came with it. The connectors just, they don't seem very premium. Anyway, let's see if this has fixed the problem. Okie dokie. I know these have got big software problems with these. The camera's doing exactly the same thing. So what you need to do is if you've got one of these, you need to flash first. Make sure it's not a software problem. And you need to test the parts. If it's not a part problem, then you need to start looking at that. I mean, you do need a better magnification to see if it's actually cracked or there's more damage. I mean, that was on my maximum, well, on the Barlow lens I've got on anyway. I think if I put the ×2 on there, I would have been able to zoom right in and see. Okay, so we still got rear and I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Front camera. Boom. So, I think it's caused by user damage. And because, if you notice, it's just under there, a lot of people don't realise it's under there because it's actually got tape over the back of it. So people yank the board out, it pulls on those little pads, pops them, and you can't even tell. The front camera wasn't working, and I've had this problem a couple of times now, and I even checked those points, and I went along tapping them, and I tapped the base, and it seemed fine. So even I missed it the first time, so it's easy to miss. But yeah, once I checked another camera on it, I had 2 cameras. We ordered another one just to make sure that it wasn't a part problem. The one that I had in stock was faulty, so 3 in a sense. Then I knew it was going to be that or something further along the board. So yeah, went along, I checked it, those 3 seemed loose, and if you notice as well, they were like a lot more whiter than the other solder joints. I think that's the same sort of thing as when you get plastic or metal or anything and you lever it back and forward along the joint where you lever it, you get that kind of lighter, I don't know what you call it, crease or whatever. I think that's probably, stress marks. I think that's probably what's happened to the solder points. So maybe that's a good indication to look for. Anyway, we're going to end that video here. Lumia 950 XL front camera. I've also had one where it's happened to the front rear camera as well. I think the FPC connectors aren't very strong on these, so they're easy to damage. But yeah, if you get a problem, I would look at those points. As always, like and subscribe if you're on Facebook. You can like the page, YouTube, like and subscribe. And we'll see you again. Thanks for watching.